Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to start this thing off at the 1 minute mark. We're going to start this episode off at the 1 minute mark. Let me get myself right. Let me get myself together. I'm living my best life. I ain't going back and forth with you, critters. You got the lot to be smile for. Smile trick. Smile trick. Come on. All right, let's not waste any more time. Let's get the show started off the right way. Run that intro.
How you living? What? How you living? What? How you living? What?
And live in color.
I pull up at the club, VIP, got things on E, but all tricks on me. But anyway, hey, nobody, y'all. Hey, welcome back, y'all. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to another episode of GQTV, y'all. And I am your boy, your host, yours truly, the one and only, your girlfriend's favorite YouTuber himself. I am the man, GQ Jamal, y'all. And this is where we review, pay homage, and just talk about shows and movies from both past and present, y'all. Y'all, we're in the middle of July. I hope everyone is having a good week. I hope everyone is having a good summer so far. I hope everyone's doing well with themselves. Like in every video I put out to y'all, dish to y'all, present to y'all, I just have to say thank you. Thank you again for tuning in by watching this video. I really appreciate it a lot. Make sure y'all go subscribe to my YouTube channel right now. That is GQ Jamal. Hit that notification bell. Check out all of my work. Check out all of my skits. Check out all of my content. All of my reviews. Go drop some comments. Show some love. Yo, I really appreciate it if you do. Yo, in today's episode, man, I was like scrolling down, I was like scrolling TikTok, you know, and somebody was talking about this episode of this particular cartoon I'm about to like talk about in this today's episode, and I'm like scrolling through the comments, and the comments had me rolling. Hey, the comments had me rolling about this episode. I've seen this episode of this cartoon so many times. Like, I have a lot to say about this episode of this cartoon. What I'm about to review is probably like the best cartoon from PBS of all time. Arthur, my man Arthur. When I say, hey, what a wonderful time of day. We want to work and play. It could be long with each other. You got to listen to your heart. Listen to the beat. Listen to the rhythm. Rhythm with the beat. Open up your eyes. Hey, then you gotta hit the woo. Oh man, yeah, Arthur, man. Arthur was that cartoon on PBS, man. For all those 80s and 90s babies, like Arthur was that cartoon to go to. Like Arthur was that cartoon for all the people. Arthur was to me, and you could debate me all you want. I believe many people say Sesame Street's the face of PBS, but I think Arthur was the face of PBS because Arthur was like one of the longest running cartoons on PBS, and it just like it ended like a couple of years ago, I believe. But Arthur was the man. Arthur was swagged out with the yellow sweater. You gotta have like a button up collar shirt over the sweater. My man had the blue Levi jeans and the and the white Adidas. And you know it was about to be a good episode where Arthur's walking on that sidewalk like do 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 every day when you walking down the street. Yo, Arthur and his dog pal. But yeah, Arthur was a amazing cartoon. It taught you a lot. It taught you a lot, and yeah, so many like iconic episodes. But this episode right here, this episode right here, this episode right here. This episode right here, this episode, like, no, this episode I'm about to talk about. It's like probably the most iconic episode of Arthur of all time. There's like there's a lot I want to discuss about this episode because to this day, it's funny, but I call bullshit on this episode too. Hey, I'm gonna be all the way real in this episode. I'm gonna be all the way real in this episode. Like, if I lose followers, hey, if I lose followers, hey, this is my platform. This is my platform. Like, anyway, this particular episode, this episode is called Arthur's Big Hit. Arthur's Big Hit. Y'all know the infamous episode when Arthur finally knocked out DW. Like, okay, before I proceed in this video, I do not condone, man. Arthur's not even a man, but anyway, I do not condone, boys hitting girls. By all means. But DW had that shit coming. Hey, DW had that shit coming by a mile away. I seen that shit in a mile away. She was just asking for it. So this, and y'all, hey, if y'all have siblings, y'all know, especially if you're like an older sibling, don't matter if you're a boy or girl. If your younger brother or sister is like getting on your nerves, every sibling had that one moment where you just knocked out your little brother or sister, like, ping, like, hey, if I lose, I'm just keeping it real, like, it's true, like, if I lose supporters over this, fuck it. I'm just saying, every sibling had that one moment where you just want to knock out your younger brother or younger sister, but DW had it coming. DW's top 5 most annoying characters of all time. I'm just gonna be all the way honest. DW is just annoying as hell. She gets away with everything. She's an annoying little brat. She's like 5 years old. She has an imaginary friend named Nadine. But anyway. But yeah, DW had it coming. But anyway, for those who are not familiar with this episode, Arthur's Big Hit. This was a season 4 episode. This was a season 4 episode 1 episode. Yo, my man Arthur waited 4 years. My man Arthur waited 4 seasons to knock out his little sister, and he finally got a chance. I'm like, yo, these are. I want to know what these writers were just thinking at that time. Like, yo, This episode came out in 1999, September 1999. I'm like, oh, it's 1999. Well, how are we going to start off season 4? Like, yo, we got to start off season 4 with a bang. Like, DW been fucking with Arthur for like 3 years. So we got to start off with a bang. Like, ooh, I got it. let's get DW what she deserved. I'm like, I wonder what the writers was like thinking. But anyway, shit. But yeah, yeah, Arthur's big hit. I had to like, it's been a minute since I watched this episode, so I had to like go back and like find this episode because I've seen it a million times. I've seen it a million times, so I had to like go back and watch it just for like a quick refresher. I remember just one scene where the events led up to Arthur like just knocking DW out. But yeah, so I had to like rewatch this on YouTube, and yes, but Arthur's big hit. This episode came out September of 1999, season 4, episode 1. The episode starts off. Arthur gets this new like model plane. Like he feels like he's on top of the world. Like, yo, I'm about to put this plane together. Like I'm about to be on pilot. I'm feeling like Wiz Khalifa. I'm feeling like I'm pilot. I'm a big pilot, top dog pilot. Like top flight security of the world, Craig. Not just the city, the world. But no, Arthur gets a new model plane. He starts to like build it, put it together, and DW was just being hell of annoying. She keeps like touching stuff. Arthur was just telling her to like leave stuff alone. Like, come on, like, you know, if you're an older sibling, right? And your younger sibling just touching stuff, just meddling with stuff, and you just you're just annoyed. Like they're not listening. Like stop touching stuff. Like Arthur told her millions of times in this episode, like stop touching stuff. Like stop. So Arthur keeps like daydreaming about him like flying a plane and being like a pilot, and then he's like in the kitchen, and DW's in Arthur's room. Just like meddling stuff. Not listening to Arthur, just disregarding Arthur's like orders or wishes and stuff like that. Just not following direction. Just not caring what Arthur like tell. Anyway, DW just like ignoring him. She's in Arthur's room just touching the model plane. Then finally Arthur's in the kitchen and he hears something break. No, he didn't hear something break. DW asked Arthur a question, and I think he realized DW did something to the plane, so he runs up to his room, and he noticed that the model plane was gone. I think DW like threw it out in the window. Arthur went to the window and he hurried up and like dipped outside. And he checked outside and he noticed that his model plane is broke. Like she broke it. She threw it. The plane broke. Bro, you can see Arthur's like frustration. Like you can see like his like his face is turned in colors and he is like angry. He's pissed as hell. He's pissed as fuck. You can see his like frustration. He's like, he has this built up anger. Like he been telling DW so many times, like stop, like stop touching stuff, stop touching stuff, stop touching stuff. And you could see Arthur like balling his fist, like the camp. You could see his fist balled up, and he was like, and he turns to DW. He was like, she was like, he was like. Like, what did you do? Like, what did you do? Like, this is not. DW was like, this is not a toy plane. Like, yeah. And Arthur was like, I told you not to touch it. He said it like multiple times. Then finally, he was like, I told you not to touch it. Then he's just like, he gave DW 2 piece to the jaw, like, bing! You can see DW like on his back. Then DW like stop and think like, like this nigga just hit me. Like you just slapped. You can see DW. She paused. She paused for a minute. Like like what just happened? Then she just cried. When I watched that like clip on TikTok, someone said DW had the most raspiest voice, raspiest cry. I'm like, I had to stop and think about it. Like, why does her voice sound so raspy? She sound like Jadakiss. She sound like Jadakiss. When Jadakiss on those songs be doing his laugh when he's about to like spit some bars. He like, ah! Why did DW have the most raspiest cry? Like, this whole episode was so dramatic. Then DW cries, goes in the house, and I think Arthur's mom, here's what happened. And you can hear Arthur's mom was like, Arthur, Timothy, Reed, like, get in here. Like, pause for a second. Every parent, especially moms, when you're about to get in trouble, every parent calls their kids by their middle name, full name. Like, you can hear Arthur's mom, like, Arthur Timothy Reed. Like, every parent says to their kids, when they're in trouble, they call them by their full name. Like, say that wrong. Like, tell me I'm not lying. Like, you ever got in trouble as a kid, and your mom call you by your full name, your full government name? Like, you're about to get your ass what? So, but yeah. So, the parents was pissing me off, in this episode. Like, they wasn't even trying to hear my man Arthur out. Like, they were just too focused on seeing DW hurt. They wasn't even trying to hear my man Arthur out. Like, Arthur was like telling his mom and dad, like, I told her millions of times not to touch my shit, not to touch my stuff. That was not hearing my man Arthur. Like, Arthur, you're grounded. Those parents are some bullshit on that episode. Hey, say what you want. Those parents are on some bullshit on that episode. Those parents, I call BS on that episode. Like for real. Like, they wasn't even trying to like hear Arthur out. Like, I get DW got hit. I get Arthur was like a little dramatic. but that was some BS. But hey, fight me in the comment section. Unfollow me. I'm just telling like it is. But then fast forward to the episode. Arthur tells his friends that he like hit DW. Like, that was something to be proud of. Then Binky like overhears Arthur like talking to Buster and Francine about how he he like swung on DW, like Debo DW. Then Binky was like, "Yo, like, did you hear that? Like, Arthur just hit his little sister." Then him and his 313 313 gang from 8 Mile. 3 World 313 3 World 313. But yeah, Binky's friends was like shocked that, like, why are you surprised that Arthur hit his sister? And then I think one of the girls that was in Binky's crew, she was like, I've never seen you hit anybody, because Binky's like buff, big and buff, but he looks intimidating, but he's like soft on the inside. But yeah, so they pressure Binky to like go hit a kid, like, yo, I dare you to hit the next kid that swings around the corner, comes around the corner. And speak of the devil, the kid was Arthur. So the whole episode, they want Binky to like punch Arthur, but Binky didn't want to do it. So finally, at the end of the episode, Arthur got his karma. So Binky ends up like sticking Arthur, like, for no reason though. At least Arthur had a reason. At least Arthur had somewhat of a reason to like hit DW, but Binky for no reason just like stuck Arthur in his face, in his arm. I'm like, then at the end of the episode, his parents are like, yo, Arthur's parents are some shit. I'm just gonna be out of the way, real. It's like Arthur was like telling his parents like Binky hit him, then his parents was like, see, that's what you get for like hitting people or something like that. Now you see what DW felt or something like that. And I'm like, bro, like, are you serious? And Arthur like had to apologize, and DW's like fake ass apology had to apologize. Yeah, I'm like, man, I call bullshit on this episode, like, for real. But that's how the episode ends. Arthur's big hit. Like, before I talk more about Arthur in this episode, make sure y'all go subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell. That's GQ Jamal. Hit that notification bell. This is my first time reviewing a PBS show. This is my first time reviewing Arthur. So make sure y'all go check out all of my reviews. Drop some comments. Show some love. I really appreciate it if you do. Now, going back to this episode, man, when I was a kid, I was like 9 years old when I saw this episode. I'm like, man, DW finally got the hands. Like, they should have named this episode Arthur's Hands. But I have mixed emotions, mixed feelings about this episode. I'm like, I get you're not supposed to hit your siblings. At the same time, DW had that shit coming. Like, I seen that coming from a mile away. I seen that coming from a mile away. But yeah, yeah. And I guess the lesson from this episode: don't hit your siblings. But yeah, there should be another lesson. There should be another lesson to this episode. Little younger siblings, stop touching people's stuff. Like, y'all are hard-headed. The most hard-headed creatures. Hey, who am I? I'm a younger sibling. I know I know I gave my older sister a headache growing up, but I love her. But no. But anyway, but yeah, there's like so many like reallys in this episode. Like, like Arthur's parents just like pissed me off in this episode. Like, man, like you wasn't even trying to like hear Arthur out. Like, I swear they favor DW more than Arthur. Like, I'll just be real. Like, yeah, this episode's iconic and yeah. So when there's a meme of Arthur like balling his fist, like it became like so iconic. Like, there's a meme where Arthur's just balling his fist. It became a meme. It's like one of the most funniest episodes of Arthur of all time. One of like most iconic, infamous episodes of Arthur of all time. I just had to like talk about it. I always wanted to talk about Arthur because Arthur to me, it's one of the most like icon. It's one of the most best cartoons on PBS. It's top 10, top 20 like best cartoons of all time. And I remember as a kid just getting the Arthur books, like bringing it to like first grade, and you know, if you're a '90s kid, when your teacher brings that big TV, you know you're about to watch Bill Nye the Science Guy and Arthur and Magic School Bus. That was like the best day ever. But Arthur just had so many like um, iconic episodes. But going back to this episode, man, DW had it coming. Like Arthur waited 4 years to get his lick back. Like, yo, DW was so annoying. Like her and her damn annoying ass crazy bus CD. Oh, I said it all. My man Arthur held a grudge. No, my man Arthur had like built up anger. Like finally, in like season 4, he just like, man, fuck PBS, fuck these ratings. I'm about to just swap, like steal off DW, like, like. Oh man, hey, if you're watching this video, these are just all jokes. It's all jokes. It's nothing serious, but there's some truth, but it's all jokes. Like for real, like. Mm, I did not know of how I was going to like approach this episode, but yeah. But anyway, Arthur. If you never seen Arthur, like go back to watch like the early episodes of Arthur. Those episodes had me dying like for real. But anyway, that's all I want to say about Arthur's big hit. If you remember Arthur's big hit when the episode when DW like no the episode when Arthur like hit his sister, drop a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this episode. Because when I see that clip on TikTok, people were just going in like, yo, they had 100% of people had Arthur's back. Like, yo, DW had it coming. Like, for real. But even go on YouTube, watch the episode, go to the comments, then come back to this episode. But yeah, if you've seen this episode or if you watched Arthur, let me know in the comment section. Let me know what were your thoughts of that episode alone and show alone. Let's get it. If you made it far through this video, I just have to say thank you. Thank you again for everyone who tunes in to my content, for dropping in, showing love. Everyone who tuned in to this episode, I really appreciate it. Make sure y'all go subscribe to my YouTube channel right now. That is GQ Jamal. Hit that notification bell. Check out all of my work. Check out all of my content. Drop some comments. Show some love. I really appreciate it if you do. If you have any shows, movies, cartoons you'd like me, GQ Jamal, to review in future episodes, just drop a comment. Close mouth do not get that if you do not comment. It's that easy. It's that simple. Drop a comment. I would love to do a review of your requests. Now, I'm about to hop off this live. Thank you to everyone who watches my content. If you watch like at least 30 seconds of it, or if you're a real one that just watched the whole thing, I just want to say thank you. More content is coming soon. We're on the road to 100 followers. So if you know anybody that likes review, like shows, movies, just hey, go share my YouTube video. Yeah, share my YouTube video too, but share my YouTube channel. I do skits and reviews, mainly reviews. But yeah, help me get to 100 followers. We're on the road to 100 episodes. We have like 6 or 7 more episodes to go till we hit 100. But anyway, I'm about to hop off this live. Until next time, everyone, this is GQTV, and I am your host, yours truly, the one and only, your girlfriend's favorite YouTuber himself. I am the man, GQ Jamal. Until next time, everyone, peace.
How you living? What? How you living? What? How you living? What?
And live in color.